Okay, so my name's Rob Scott. I'm a one-man company that since 2007 I've been working on with the Centre for Earth Observation Instrumentation. And this is really a talk to update you as to where it's going now and what the opportunities are. So, this one, yes, okay. So, they're now calling this program the Earth Observation Instrumentation Program. And it's a grant support program aimed at people wanting to develop novel instrumentation for space in the Earth observation area. The reason it was created in 2007 is that the UK wasn't doing very well in terms of getting missions into the European Space Agency. They were being bounced because the technology in the proposals wasn't mature enough. The BNSC, as it was then, created what was then called the CEIO with a very modest budget. It was about $1 million a year or something like that, to try and get some kickstart some EO instrumentation developments, get them more mature, ready for the international programs. And since then, I think the remit has changed a little bit, but that's really how it came into being. So they're now sort of treating the Centre for Earth Observation Instrumentation as a brand. So our consortium has been running this since 2007. I think the outcome of it is proven to be very effective in addressing the aims, getting missions into ESA, and in nowadays getting some commercial stuff underway as well. You'll see a little bit more about that later on. So, okay, so who are we? At the time, the BNSC wanted a strong collaboration between industry and academia. They wanted the urgency of commercial urgency of industry, along with the academic rigour of academia. So you've got Kinetic, you've got Airbus, you've got University of Leicester and RAL Space, and Neoliberal. It's me who helped the RAL Space element of this. Okay, so what do we do? We have a grant program which currently runs at about $2 million a year. We also run community workshops for the Earth observation community. They're attended by all sorts of people. People who build equipment, people who build spacecraft, people who are just interested in downstream applications. They come along to our meetings. As you can see, we address. We look ahead in emerging technology workshops. We look at what we've done. We show off what we've done in the program. We have specialised workshops as needed. So we also do an annual conference. You've probably been to the National EO conference, usually held in September, and we're often very much part of that. So again, there's all the usual stuff: social media, support to bidders into big programs like ESA, and then we can help people prepare their proposals to those bigger programs. And we also help UKSA develop their strategy as well. So we have sort of three basic grants that we offer, and I would say that these are all part funded according to state subsidy regulations. So we have three kinds of opportunity. One is a fully open call where anyone can propose any Earth observation instrument for space. And then we have theme calls where the UKSA will try and frame it in terms of their strategy or their priorities. And then we have special calls which are they're aimed at specific outcomes, as it says there. When, for example, if people are preparing for a big program like Earth Explorer, ESA Earth Explorer or something like that, we will have a special call associated with that. So there's 4 kinds of projects. There's the Pathfinders, which are very much get your ideas working in the lab and show that they work kind of things. They're about 75k total. Fast track projects up to say 200k, which are to do with raising TRL from laboratory level to sort of more or less space viable, with a bit of environmental testing, something like that. And then there's flagship projects where we take it as far as we can with the money we have. It's typically 500k up to $1 million in some cases, but they're really to get things into airborne demonstrations. We have occasionally been able to get stuff onto CubeSat missions as well, but money is still a bit limited there. And we do have special projects, which I referred to earlier. So the way it works, we have an anonymous peer review process. Each proposal is assessed by 3 people, by three individuals. Then we have an independent review panel which prioritises the list, and then we tend to fund them according to how much money the UKSA actually has to spend. So just a few things here. Basically, anything to do with EO instrumentation for space is in scope, although it starts to get a bit blurry when we get into the software area. You know, if there are specific algorithm development activities that are needed to prove the viability of the instrument, we can support that. But we're not a downstream organisation. We don't do downstream processing chain development or anything like that, unless, of course, you're trying to get it on board the actual spacecraft. So it's just some idea of the impact we've had. The various coloured triangles mean it's already flying in space. Green means it's accepted on an ESA program and already in development, or a big commercial program, one of the two. Orange means it's still in competition, but accepted on for example, an ESA Explorer bid, and then the red ones are where we've been in the competition, but they've been sort of put on the shelf for a while they because something else has come a bit higher. But in terms of things flying, we've had about 17 missions so far since 2007. And I think this is quite important. This is a long-term game. The more exotic the technology that you want to fly, the longer it takes to get it accepted by the big space agencies. Like this one here, for instance, this is 2007. This is 2020. This is an instrument called a laser heterodyne radiometer that did not get onto an ESA program until 2021. And it probably won't launch until 2024, so that's a really long time. Other things we can do quite quickly. We did a project in InSpace. I think InSpace are here today. We did Faraday one with them, and that was developed quite quickly, as you can see, just a couple of years before it got going. Just an example of some of the missions that we supported: Hydro GNSS from SSTL, QBAT from RAL, Truths from National Physical Laboratory, and Faraday. There are others as well, but I think they all look the same, just satellites. Okay, so the future. We've just had a rebid process for the CEIO. We've been told that we've won. We haven't got ink on the contract yet, so everything is slightly tentative. But so this is for now extending into 2025. And what that means is that the stuff that is already running will continue to run to completion. We've got a rapid TRL raising the facilities call, which is we're just starting off now, and we're trying to get the money out of the UKSA, but it's on its way. We have a 15 open call, which we were able to process up to the point where the proposals came in. But because our contract ended, we weren't able to process them or review them. So they're on ice, they're on a big block of ice at UKSA. And as soon as we've got the on our contract, we will process those and let people know whether they've been successful or not. So we hope to start those towards the end of Q1. So what we call the core programme will continue as now, 2 million a year. We'll try and have another open call this year. But the good news is that Bayes has added 15 million to the programme, which will let us do much more ambitious things. They've been wanting to do this for years, but finally got the permission to do it. So over the 2.5 years, we'll have a budget of £20 million. And because of that, we've augmented our team. We've got a mission and constellation specialist who used to work for ESA on our team. We've got a space business specialist who used to work for UKSA. We've got an experienced project manager as well to boost our capability to run bigger and more projects. The other thing that we'll survey the whole community, national community, to see what missions are in the pipeline and see how we can use our new funding and the new programme to bring those missions through and get them flown. So we're nearly at the end now. So most of the contact people, will be around this morning. You can talk to me, but officially we've got Chris Brownsall from Kinetic, who is running the centre at the moment. There's an interim contracts person which is run from the University of Leicester, so that's Paul Carazzo. Any questions about the contract side of CEIO, or I contact him. And Joe Hicks is the responsible person at the UK Space Agency. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Rob. Fantastic.